A review of The Unlikely Pilgrimage of Harold Fry. The Unlikely Pilgrimage of Harold Fry was published by Random House Publishing and written by Rachel Joyce, who is a British author and has written plays for BBC Radio 4. The Unlikely Pilgrimage of Harold was her debut novel in 2012, and since then she has produced another novel, Perfect. There's also news about her releasing another book called The Love Song of Miss Queenie Hensey, which I will be getting into, which is a sort of sequel to The Pilgrimage of Harold Fry. But anyway, back to The Unlikely Pilgrimage of Harold Fry. It follows the story of a retired man named Harold Fry and what he decides to do after receiving a letter from an old co-worker, Queenie Hensey. The letter reveals that Queenie is in a hospice center, which is 600 miles from where Harold lives with his wife, Maureen. For those of you who don't know what hospice is, I'll explain a little bit. Hospice is basically a program of sorts for individuals who choose to forego life-saving or life-prolonging treatments, either because there is no cure for their diagnosis or because they do not wish to continue such treatments, per their personal choice. Going back to the book, Harold receives this letter from Queenie and Harold decides to write her back. On the way to post the letter, however, Harold decides he needs to see Queenie to give her the message in person, and Harold decides that he will walk the 600 miles to the hospice center to see Queenie. On Harold's walk, he meets all sorts of individuals and reflects on his past. I thought the novel was very good, and I recommend anyone who enjoys novels about an individual's life discovery to read it. As of this year, The Love Song of Queenie Hensey, which is a novel written from Queenie's point of view, was released. I am personally waiting for the paperback to become available, and then I plan on purchasing this novel as well. Again, I highly enjoyed The Unlikely Pilgrimage of Harold Fry, and I recommend it to any interested individuals.